As vice president, she backed the toughest border control bill in decades. And as president, she will hire thousands more border agents and crack down on fentanyl and human trafficking.
Does Kamala have your support for what she's done at the border?
She absolutely does not have my support.
Can somebody say, whoop-dee? This video is brought to you by Tatum Store. TatumStore.com. Get your merch. You already know what it is. Whoop-dee. I remember that on that video game. It was hilarious. Anyway, like this video, like this video, like this video. Let's get into this. Kamala Harris. Kamala knee pad Harris. Kamala side chick Harris. Kamala word salad Harris. Made an ad that completely backfired. And now she looked good right there. I can see why Willie Brown was after her. She actually looked good right there. Now she's a mess. But regardless of that, these people are so disingenuous. I honestly believe that God exposes these people more times than not. He exposed these people. You can only do so much dirt and be so wicked and crooked and evil and disingenuous and fake for only so long before your stuff start catching up to you. So Kamala and them put out an ad. I don't know what they were thinking. They put out an ad involving a sheriff's deputy. I think it's a sheriff's deputy or sheriff. Is he a deputy or he's the sheriff? I don't know. I don't know the gentleman's name, but I saw him start going off on Fox regarding the misrepresentation that she made them appear to support her. So it was misrepresenting by her in this ad, and it backfired.
Kamala Harris has spent decades fighting violent crime. As a border state prosecutor, she took on drug cartels and jailed gang members for smuggling weapons and drugs across the border.
But she won't open borders right now.
As vice president, she backed the toughest border control bill in decades. And as president, she will hire thousands more border agents and crack down on fentanyl and human trafficking. Fixing the border is tough. So is Kamala Harris.
The ad itself is deceptive. It's not giving the proper and truthful outlook as to us behind there supporting. If you take a look at the pictures, you can definitely see the disdain on our faces. Take a close look.
That is the sheriff. See them bars on there? Sheriff.
We're truly disgusted at the fact she came in for a photo op and left.
Does Kamala have your support for what she's done at the border?
She absolutely does not have my support. Here in California, we want a leader who's going to support law enforcement. As you know, she helped support BLM rioters trying to bail them out of jail. She was a huge supporter of defunding the police. When you get to that little task force there collecting that methamphetamine, it was a lot of local law enforcement working hard to bring the drugs off the streets. In that particular situation, she came in, she didn't even shake law enforcement's hand, she did the soundbite and she left. I couldn't in good faith, standing there alongside my colleagues, remotely give the implication that we were supporting Kamala Harris. And to note, during that time, if you research just a little bit, when she was the Attorney General under Governor Brown, she removed over 50 different task force from Bureau of Narcotic Enforcement under her command. And so that's not a leader we need for law enforcement. We need someone who's going to stand behind law enforcement, just like Donald Trump does.
I bet they won't bring him on CNN. I bet they won't bring him on the CNNs. I bet you.
I was on the phone with Mark Lamb today. He's a friend of mine in Arizona. You know who he is. He is equally as disgusted at the fact that Kamala comes across as a border security type of law enforcement candidate. She is not. Our borders are open. We have human trafficking, gun running, drug running, all across an open border from California all the way to Arizona and Texas. She does not have the support of law enforcement.
They're saying that she's changed. Do you believe?
Man, I can't stand this dude. But that's no here nor there.
Kamala Harris has changed on the issue of the border and the cartel?
Well, I mean, I have to go along with what history shows, and history with her record does not show that she's supportive of any type of law enforcement agency. She's not supportive of a secure and strong border. It's evident when we have untold amounts of fentanyl cartels right here in my county that we have worked to dismantle, along with human trafficking that takes place up and down the state of California, right across the border. When she was the attorney general, that could have been secured. It wasn't. Her as vice president could have made moves to secure that. It wasn't.
Ding, 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 ding. That's one ad down and many more to go. Completely disingenuous. Sheriff Boudreaux, I think is how you say his name. Sound like a Louisiana name. But anyway, the sheriff is 100% accurate, and she has to answer to this stuff. Kamala Harris, and we all know that Kamala Harris is an open border person. The administration was open border, open border, open border. When Donald Trump and conservatives were saying we need to shut the border down, they said we lying. There's no such thing as open border. It's a very small issue. It's not a crisis. God is my witness, man. I feel like people have amnesia. I remember watching this on TV being like, are they serious right now? They downplayed it for 3 years. They downplayed it. They never went to the border. Kamala went to like somewhere in where did she go? Where did she go? In San Diego? She go to San Diego somewhere? She went somewhere in California to the border where it's not really nothing going on and went down there for like 30 minutes or something crazy. She didn't go nowhere near where these people are just, where she's standing there and they coming across the border right there. She ain't nowhere near that. These people turned a blind eye to this stuff. And millions of people are in our country illegally right now. And now all of a sudden she's a border czar. Remember they said she was a border czar? And then because they didn't think she was going to run for office, so she could be border czar and all this other stuff. And now she's running for office. They're like, okay, what happened to the border? Oh, she was never the border czar. I mean, the mainstream media is complicit. They totally shield for these people. There's got to be a way for the president of the United States of America to remove federal protections from these news outlets that are propaganda machines. There's a difference between impartial news distribution than state-funded propaganda. I mean, literally, if these outlets are getting any federal dollar, they are completely complicit in lying and deceiving the people and committing voter interference. This is voter interference. What do they call it? Voter suppression. It's voter suppression. When you know that Hunter Biden has a laptop that got all kind of crazy stuff on it, and you know it's out there, and you make the decision as a news outlet that's supposed to be impartial and objective, and you just don't run the story, and you get on television and say it's Russia propaganda, but you know it's not. Russia propaganda. Russia propaganda. You watch the debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and you go, Donald Trump lied. He lied so much. Like, you were the host of the show, a news outlet, and you're saying Donald Trump lied, have no examples of any lies. But then would not say anything about Joe Biden lying. When we all know that he lied 100 times on that thing. And I didn't say 100, but I'm being superfluous. But he lied multiple times on that thing. And then you say, Brandon, how did he lie? Good people on both sides argument was debunked 100 years ago. Donald Trump never said that. I mean, you can go on and on about the things that Joe Biden said that Donald Trump did, and it was a complete lie, complete fabrication. He's talking about how Donald Trump lost all these jobs. You can't count job loss because of a pandemic. But that's what they did. He talked about his job growth is because they actually let the people go back to work after the pandemic. And he called that job creation. It's completely disingenuous and a lie. Donald Trump is a racist and all that sort of stuff. They're completely lying to the people. But I'm glad that her advertisement is backfiring because, listen, they may be showing her up in the polls. I don't think she's up in the polls whatsoever. I think she got a little bit of bump, like Hunter Biden, a little bump. But she ain't got no real movement behind her because there's no substance to it. Anyway, I can go on and on about this. See you on the next one. I'm out.